What's up?
What is going on? What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode 54 of the It's 28 podcast for all things news, rumors, all that good stuff. If you like the news and rumors and some people spewing BS, if we call out on it, this is the show for you. So before we get into it, if you guys new, make sure to hit that like button. Also hit that subscribe button. Make sure to ring that notification bell so you guys will not miss either myself and or Tyler as we go live either on YouTube, Twitch. Check out our link tree down below. And that being said, let's kind of hop right into the meat and potatoes of this show, shall we?
So our first topic of the day. Jade Cargill has reportedly went to WWE's Performance Center and reportedly has signed a deal with WWE. Again, guys, take this with a grain of salt. Dirt sheets are reporting this. Don't know if it's true or not. Don't think, oh, it's true. She's signed. If WWE doesn't report it, if Jade doesn't report it herself, we don't know if it's true or not. But yeah, that's the first report. Honestly, if it's true though, my take on it is good for her, man. You know, she actually, as far as character work, her in-ring skills did get a bit better. I did like her last match. Last beatdown. Her last match for the TBS title with Chris Statlander. I liked it, you know. And honestly, this is a great move for her because I think she would fit better on the sports entertainment side rather than the wrestling side.
Yeah, because
the character work is there, and half the time, you don't necessarily need to be like the greatest wrestler ever to be over.
No?
Look at Bray Wyatt before he passed away. He wasn't the greatest wrestler ever. Let's be honest.
Dude was a creative genius.
The dude was a creative genius, and he had the crowd in the palm of his hand. I think Jade has the potential to do this because she actually does time with WWE.
I'll touch upon this too. The one thing I always liked about Jade, because like, number one, yes, good for. I mean, look, obviously she wants to take a say. You know what? Because look, I think she was getting paid really well in AEW, but who knows? Especially with the UFC and WWE merging, she can get a bag. You know, the way
you get a bag and a half. You know.
And the one thing that I've always was impressed, yes. Now, granted, when she first came on, I was like, I was very skeptical of what she can do, but from the kind of her build, I say, you know what? I want to take a chance on her. And yes, I mean, there are times she looks like green as crap. So, lack of a better term, because
early on she did. But
there were moments in her matches that she has shown flashes of brilliance. And you know, and
I like her finisher. I think she hits that finisher clean.
It's very nice.
She hits it clean. And also you can tell by like the interviews that she has with different people. She loves this business. She loves wrestling.
Oh yeah, I mean,
she loves the fans. She loves everything about it, you know. And I would say, if that's your dream job, go for it. If you want to go to WWE, go for it.
And the fact that when we looked at her character work, she's like, you know what? I'm thinking to myself, because at the time we didn't really think about this. It's like, you know, what could she be like if she was part of that WWE's women's division? Because I think she kind of comes off as a sports entertainer, not like a professional wrestler from a character perspective, if that makes sense. And
that's exactly what I was saying, man. Like she comes off
her interest is like very showmanship. It's like this is pretty much what WWE is all about. It's like sports entertainment, showmanship,
like
that kind of thing.
When she had that woman rapper come in and she did this whole choreographed dance down the ramp. This screams like WWE WrestleMania type of entrance. This doesn't scream AEW.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was
very entertaining. I thought it was really fun. I thought it was a fun entrance.
Look, whether you like her or hate her, but you can't deny that the talent is there. Like
you can't deny it. Like that's the thing. Like people are like, oh, she sucks. She's not a great wrestler. Early on, she wasn't. I didn't like her in the beginning, but after a while, I'm like, I kind of do like her. The problem that I had with Jade Cargill wasn't the fact that Jade Cargill was Jade Cargill and she was wrestling. No. It was the fact that they had her hog the TBS title for like the better part of a year. That was the only problem that I had. You don't give other women a chance. Only Jade, and I love Jade. Jade's a great wrestler. She can cut a promo. I like that. I like that whole tagline. I'm that bitch that she had.
But now it's and
And
that's the
and
thing
now
too.
and I love when she's like, "Cut the crap, Tony." Every
She'll
single
set,
week.
see, that's what I've always liked in her promos. Like she'll set it straight. Like she doesn't BS around. And I
Oh
can
no,
remember,
she
and
tells you, "I'm gonna kick your butt," and then she gonna kick it. Like she will beat you.
and that's the one thing too. And it's what, quite honestly, I think good for her, not just from Jay Cargill, but also WWE's side of things, because we need some new goddamn fresh faces on the women's division. Let's be real. Let's be completely honest. Boy, if they're
Yeah,
gonna, if
because
she's
my
gonna get
God,
some more,
but here's my thing. Yeah, you can be kind of nervous too with like, oh, they got another person that they can screw up.
yeah, there's that.
That that's usually always the gripe people have with that mentality that they have when
But
WWE
you saw
signs a
at
new
times
person.
like
It's like,
there was
oh,
some story
there goes another person's career. They're done.
as soon
And
as
more often than not, that's true. More often than
yeah.
not,
Well,
it's
it's
like,
what
oh,
also the
there
fact
goes
that the
that guy.
company,
There goes that woman. Their careers are done.
and they're just, and there's some like like they try their best to get them over, and if they can't get them over, then look, that's not the company's fault.
See that?
That's
See. People are like, why aren't they booking? Why aren't they booking? What's her face? Well, Candice.
oh
Well, have you
she's
seen what happened when she was out there and she was trying to get a prominent push? No one bought into her.
and I hate to say it, I think I'm surprised she even. Oh, we'll get. How's that mean? Because I
I'm
actually had
like,
this,
that's completely on her. Not getting over. That's completely on her.
because the company did their best to,
The
you know,
company was pushing her constantly on Raw every single week from the day
but the crowd
she returned to the company.
doesn't give a crap about her,
They
and
just don't care.
it screams to me like her character stinks. It's
Not really the character. It's just that she's a white meat babyface.
even, yeah, and it's like I think last time I watched her wrestle in
It's
NXT, like
like
her,
that. It was kind of like John Cena in 02. He was a white meat babyface, and it didn't work.
yeah. Can we forget about that, please? That was one of
Mr. Robot John Cena, who was a proto whatever.
he was
That
nicknamed the
was given.
prototype. Oh yeah, can we
Yeah.
really forget it? Can we move on?
Yeah, I want to. I'm sorry to bring
That was
that up.
terrible. Oh yeah,
I'm sorry for bringing that up.
but
Anyway, but yeah, that's usually the only gripe people have with the review. It's like, oh man, here goes another person's career.
well, and also depends too.
But for me with Jade though,
I
I'm
don't,
very, very confident in this.
because from what I've been hearing, or when I've been reading about it, she looks like she may, after her performance center training, or what they're going to do with her. If this is true, like I said, take this with a grain of salt. There's been rumors that they're going to put her to to NXT, not shoot her straight up to the main roster. I'm saying, you know what? I'm all for that.
Honestly, I'm for that too because again, that's a developmental system. I know people hate this, to call NXT that. They want to call it the third brand. It's
That's
not
what
third
it
brand.
was for the longest time.
It's a developmental system. It's a minor league system.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
basically what the minor leagues are to Major League Baseball, or what the XFL, or what the XFL was to the NFL.
I mean,
it's just minor leagues.
But and a lot of times,
it helps them with. Hold on, it helps them with, developing, and she does need a little bit more developing. She's still kind of green, but she's less green than she was.
Exactly. Like you can't really tell that she's not like the super. Now I could imagine like in Jade's case, like if this like seemed to turn out to be true, I could probably imagine like she's got some nervous jitters as like, oh, because like you're stepping up to let's be real, you're in the big time.
You're at the big time now. You're at the big time.
And I know I'd probably crap a brick if that was the case. It's like, oh,
if I signed with WWE, I would be like, oh crap.
But if that is your ultimate goal in life, is to make the best money possible as a sports entertainer, then you done it. I mean, like, and I think I said this during our interview with Sean. It's like your hard work does not go underappreciated. And in Jade's case, look, she knows she tried her best. She worked as hard as she could.
And I'm going to say this. I know Jade probably isn't watching because, we're a smaller channel. But Jade, you
Hey,
have grown, and we see it. We see
yeah,
that
we
this
see it.
woman has grown, and she made me a fan. Over
It
time,
really
she made me a
was.
fan. I
For
didn't like your title reign because it was a little bit too long. To be honest, I don't hate you per se. I just don't
but
like the title reign. It was too long, but
I mean, you really can't blame her for that.
you can't blame her.
But
It
the one
was
thing you
AW's
have
book.
to give Jay credit for, though, she was a fighting champion. You at least gotta give her that.
Every single week on Dynamite, Rampage, a pay
Page,
per view. Heck,
and that's
she just had a title defense on Collision, so she defended it on all three shows.
yeah, and that's the thing. It's like nowadays, like you don't see like stars of like
You don't see
let's
that anymore. It's like,
because
oh, I'm gonna just defend it on a pay per view and not show up for a random TV show.
or
Roman,
another. I
looking
know
at
this is
you,
gonna piss.
Roman.
Yeah, that's 3 months and what now for some reason I just had this match popped up in my head for whatever reason, but when the time is right, boy, give me Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill on a fucking any match
Yo, imagine
because
that, bro.
because
Two
here
powerhouses going at it.
I mean look, I thought Rhea and Raquel, I thought they did some phenomenal work. I don't care what anybody says with
Bro,
Raquel, but now you're gonna
bro.
have someone else to match Rhea's because I think not Rhea, but Jade is. I think she is close to Rhea's in terms
She's
of
she's. I agree with this. She is very very
she's
close.
close. And I
The
when I
thing
mean by
is,
close, I mean like razor thin.
she was AEW's powerhouse. Aside from Nyla Rose, who was a second powerhouse in that division, she was that powerhouse wrestler.
Oh, absolutely,
She was that
100%.
powerhouse wrestler. And she was the
And
powerhouse champion.
that's why I like some part of this women's division. If you're gonna have like a powerhouse like a Raquel or Rhea, and now a Jade Cargill to the mix. I mean,
Three
I've never.
powerhouses in one division. No, actually, they got four powerhouses in one division. If that's true, because they just brought back Nia Jax.
Uh, that was
So you got four powerhouses. All right. Enough enough of that, man. You may have improved. I don't know, but four powerhouses in
I don't know. There's
one.
some powerhouses that are just they find it's very entertaining to watch them wrestle for whatever reason. But
Because
like
it's like it's kind of like you're sitting there like that can't be me.
yeah,
I'd be beaten in like 2.5 seconds. That can't be me.
but like I said, all in all, kudos to Jade if this is true. But then again, we've seen the times people sign with WWE, and there's a lot of speculation.
They
Yeah,
flounder because of bad booking or crappy character work. Look what happened with Elias.
yeah, that
He
was
gets he gets written off of TV. He plays his own brother
that
on
was
TV for like 6 months.
jeez.
And yeah, he was entertaining for a little bit, but it's like this is getting stupid.
It's just like yeah.
And then he's taken off the TV, and now he's asked for
Back
his
to what he
release, and he's
wants.
done.
Yeah, but
I'm
moving
like,
on.
that's another career that got screwed. But anyway, any topics that you have that I don't have?
Well, we saw that stick with WWE. Kazarni has actually talked a lot of or yes, for those who remember
Oh
Kazarni
my
back.
god, you mean the guy that lasted a week in the company or a
Yeah,
month in the company?
but
Oh my god.
he was on
Sorry.
Jake Roberts' podcast. He actually talked about he actually had a really good working relationship with Bray. But Jay or Kazarni or actually he had his nickname was Sinner, Sin Bodai, who was behind the character.
I would say just say Kazarni because everybody knows him as Kazarni.
But Kazarni actually did work with Bray Wyatt when Bray was in FCW, and yes, this is prior to when NXT was a thing back in the day.
Here's the thing: he's probably one of the inspirations as to the creativity, because yeah, the character that Kazarni had, it kind of, if you look at the concept of it, it would have worked with somebody else.
It really would. But
That psychopath,
like a
clown
circus
heel.
act, basically.
He was basically a psychopathic carnival clown. That was his gimmick.
Yeah, I mean, on
And with
paper,
somebody else who could have made that creatively even better, that would have been a good gimmick. That does not sound like a bad gimmick on paper.
it's just it was the wrong execution of it on the wrong person. Like I said,
Wrong person, the execution was poor. People
but
didn't buy into
this
it.
is basically so this is basically what he said or talked about, because he actually did talk about the idea of Sister Abigail. So this is basically the quote he actually said, according to this is from coming to you from WrestlingNews.co. But Kazarni goes on to say, "quote I'll tell you a silly story. He came to me when they wanted to put him in those trunks and call him Husky Harris. God, I want to forget about that gimmick already."
Dude, Husky Harris. Dude,
Yeah,
you know what I think that was? You know what I think that was? WWE Fat Shaman and Bray.
Yeah, and
Husky Harris?
you can't. That's blatantly obvious, but
that's blatantly friggin' obvious what you're trying to do.
Going forward, but he also said, "Center, they want me to wear trunks, and I'm kind of chubby. I don't know if I could pull that off. What do you think about a singlet?" Oh, Jesus Christ, Bray Wyatt in a singlet. That's not a good combination either. But Kazarni goes on to say, "I said you're not going to fool anybody with that singlet. No, like no one's going to believe you're Rick Rude under that singlet." Jeez, I mean, look, I appreciate the brutal honesty.
Clearly, he wasn't the buffest dude. So why would you?
Yeah.
Then again, Otis is wearing a singlet. He ain't fooling anybody either.
But people love it.
People love him though. Which I get it because he's a fun-loving character. No one hates Otis.
No, you really can't. But it goes on to say, let's try to kayfabe a little bit better. Like maybe get some coveralls or Hawaiian shirt. You know, the Hawaiian shirt is baggy, but if you put
the Hawaiian button down, wait, because Arnie made that up?
In a way, he was kind of had a hand in what pretty much in the Eater of Worlds, basically.
Yeah, dude. Kazarni, so you're telling me Kazarni literally made the Eater of Worlds gimmick.
He pretty much gave the idea of, pretty much.
Bro, and your killer clown thing didn't work? What
the hell? But
bro, Eater of Worlds literally worked. Like what?
Honestly, probably but it goes on to keep continuing. But he said, get some coveralls or Hawaiian shirt. The Hawaiian shirt is baggy, but if you put on the singlet and you get a little tear, oh, I love this brutal. Honestly, I started cracking up. It's gonna all spill out like a bag of oats. Oh boy, that's something I think nobody wants to see.
That trigger will be like.
So if you got a Hawaiian shirt or coveralls or something, the Hawaiian shirt is very Cape Fear, which is something Charlie Manson, he needs a family. You know what? I've never. Okay, now this is actually some interesting stuff from Kazarni. When I did the circus stuff, which was really creepy, it was the animal mess, and he was like, "Holy crap!" And he will write all this down. We'll just ask questions, and we'll just laugh and giggle all sorts of weird crap. So in a way, Kazarni.
Wow, this is a shocking revelation to me. Kazarni made all this shit up.
He pretty much just threw the idea, and I said, "Look,
of a Charlie." Yo, Kazarni, that Kazarni made that up.
And it's like, what do you think? Now think about it. It's like, because we originally thought, oh, Bray Wyatt actually, got it, what created with the Eater of Worlds, drew inspiration. But no, now we're from hearing from Kazarni, who's actually, throw the Hawaiian shirt, which, quite honestly,
fucking Kazarni,
of all people to actually pull the Eater of Worlds,
the guy who tried to make a creative horror gimmick that flopped harder than you could say flop.
Yeah, exactly.
That flopped harder than LeBron James in the finals. All right, let's be honest about that. And let's be honest here. That just shows me if Kazarni would just think a bit harder about the horror gimmick, he probably would have worked.
Exactly. There was, look, I don't like the person behind it. Look, you really can't blame the person behind it. It's like, he tried to make that work.
He tried it. I mean, I don't hate the guy for it.
It's just I don't think the gimmick was for him.
It wasn't. The gimmick. I don't think it was the gimmick that wasn't for him. He just didn't think about it well enough.
Yeah, you know what? I think that's where
it wasn't well thought out. Like, oh, I'm just gonna make a
But let's just
horror gimmick.
this was
Just
what back in 02, or was it
no,
03?
no. This was actually '09.
Oh,
Yeah, this was
ah,
very, very recent, like more recent than that.
okay.
Because
So
Arnie came
okay,
around in '09. He lasted a month and got fired
you know
because
what?
the gimmick didn't get over.
Before we continue further, actually, I want to bring up an. So let's try and go back to 2009. And okay, so we're like I said, we don't really know Kazarni, the person behind the character personally, but like Tyra said, but if you thought the character a little bit harder, I think you could have pulled that off.
Like if you did
Because
some like creepy shit with it, you would have.
there you
It would
go.
have got over, man. It wasn't like,
It really
oh,
would
I
have.
met Killer Clown and he was acting all
That's
goofy down the ring.
that's a
Like,
killer clown.
like that would have worked, but you ended up looking like Doink.
Uh, yo,
That gimmick
yeah,
ended up looking like Doink, kind of like like a more gothic version of Doink. It's
yeah.
basically all it was.
I agree, but
Like if you thought about it even further, Kazarni, you would have dominated.
exactly. I think you could have
You probably would have been a world. You
stayed
probably would have
for.
been like Bray. He would have probably been like Bray, two-time world
Think
champion.
about this too, like the fact not just from the Eater Worlds, but also too, like he also say, oh, you could have your own family, the Wyatt family with the animal heads. It's like you would
Do
never
you
really
know? Do
thought
you
it.
know? Do you know? Bray actually made that up himself. The family aspect of it, he made that up himself because he watched. I think it was a Rob Zombie movie or some shit. I forgot what one it was with like the killer family or whatever. I,
Um,
I forgot what it was, but
I think
but
it
he
might
said
have,
I watched that movie and I wanted to make that into a wrestling gimmick, and he
and boy,
did.
did he that. People really
And all and fun fact for you guys, there was going to be a female member of that gimmick, and it was going to be Summer Rae.
yeah, that was going to be interesting to really think about.
That would probably would have been more interesting with that, but apparently she wasn't a good fit, and they just went with the three guys or the four
And
guys.
and I mean, when they moved on, didn't really pull the trigger on Summer Rae. Honestly, I thought that was a good decision. And boy, people really love the Wyatt family.
In hindsight, then they made her a dancer with Fandango,
Uh
which that was a hit. That was a hit, bro.
yeah. Yo, who because Kara, I know you and I were talking about this. This had to be what in 09, 2010, somewhere around that time frame.
What when Fandango was around?
Now, when was Fandango? God, it's been a while.
2015.
God, it's been that long. Jesus
It's
Christ!
been that long.
Holy shit!
2015.
God,
It was,
like I
it
said,
was 2014, 2015 when the Fandango stuff happened, and it got over quick.
boy, and he was actually a fan favorite. And it's what's funny about that because I know it's like because you and I were talking about this before. You know, this was before we had, or we never really talked about this on the show. You know, in 2014, 2015, I'm thinking because we were talking, it's like, I think I posed the question, it's like, I don't know, like, is this really like, look, I don't think a dancing gimmick would actually get over with a lot of people. And I had Tyra, you knew I had my skepticisms of Fandango back in the past. But ever since
I looked at him like, dude, remember Fandango? When you told me that, I'm
yeah,
like, that got over quick.
yeah, I
What
mean,
do
the
you mean
credit,
a dancing gimmick ain't gonna get over?
but yeah,
Then again, you also had No Way Jose get over, even though he was a jobber.
yeah, that was, and the conga line was very entertaining, but that's besides the point. But,
Dude, yeah, the only entertaining part of his gimmick was the conga line in this entrance.
oh, yeah.
Nothing else.
But yeah, gotta give credit to Kazarian for actually helping Bray
Yeah,
become the Eater
good job,
World.
Arnie. You helped give birth to a memorable gimmick,
And let's one of the best gimmicks of all time. I think it's right up.
and you also helped Bray get in tune with his creative mind. So
And
thank you, Arnie. Thank you,
it's
and
actually
thank
kind of
you, Bray,
awesome.
for bringing that to life.
And yeah, it's
The fact that it's
impressive.
already been a month since he died.
It still doesn't
Yeah.
feel surreal. I would say.
It feels like he just died like a week ago. Still,
Yeah, but it's been over a month. And speaking of that as well, because I don't think I have written this down, but JoJo actually shared
uh,
some stuff.
My heart, bro.
Yeah, on her Instagram site.
Bro, I read that, dude. Dude, the first I told you this off TV or not. Why am I saying off TV? Off
Off camera.
stream, off camera. I don't know why I'm saying we're off TV. We're not on TV. Um, I mean, if you watch YouTube on TV, then we're on TV. But whatever.
Yeah.
We said this off screen, man. I said this off screen. That was like the first thing I thought of when I heard he died. Was, oh no, JoJo, the kids.
And it's like, yeah, and that's the thing too. It's like, because we talked about this before. It's like with what's going on with Bryce. I was like, because we had our fingers crossed, like, please be positive, please be positive. We were praying like crazy.
Dude,
And unfortunately,
the thing is, I'm gonna call this eerie as hell.
yeah,
I think it was like the day before he died. I'm like, I really hope this isn't like Brody's situation the day after he dies. I'm like,
and there we go.
Yo, I'm like, what I said on the podcast a day ago is eerie now.
Because it's
like I kind of knew he was gonna die. Like, what? I didn't know. Be honest, guys, I did not know he was gonna die.
But then we found out the reason why. It's like, he never had his defibrillator, so he had it. So he
never had the defibrillator on. I'm not really versed in defibrillators. Do you have to wear that to bed?
I don't know. I've never
really understood. I'm not well versed in that.
If you have heart issues, in the case if your heart does stop for whatever reason, and you have that on you at all times, I think you should be okay. But the fact that
I think you know what? Yeah, I think you do have to sleep with it on because when you sleep, you have that possibility of your heart stopping.
Yeah, if you have a long line of heart issues, like I said, we don't know exactly what the window.
The defibrillator will just automatically jolt you back alive.
Because we don't exactly know if the road with Bray's family has if they have a long history of heart problems. We don't know for sure, but it sucks.
But man. Seeing what JoJo posted on Instagram,
it's
that crap shattered me. I'm like, dang, man.
And you could see, and like I said, I follow JoJo, and I've seen the pictures with her and with Bray. Like they just seem like a ball of sunshine with those two. It's just like, and now
that they just look like the happiest family.
Yeah, and
they looked great. They were a really, really happy family.
But so. I wish
nothing but that right there, man. Like when I saw that post,
and also I want to give a shout out to the WWE. Actually, I think I read something. They actually putting their fund together for not just for JoJo, but also the kids as well. So they're going to be doing something for them as well. So it's like, you know what? Even though they don't,
I think they started doing that. I think they started doing that. When Bray died, they said all proceeds.
Yeah, I think it's from like
sales go to his family.
Yeah, so they added to it, like, and it's like,
so that has to have included JoJo and the kids.
Yeah.
So they've already been doing that since the day after he died. So yeah, we're gonna, all merch sales, the money's gonna go to JoJo, the kids, and IRS and that family, and the Wyndham family, or the Rotunda family.
And it's I gotta give a shout out for that as well. It's painful, I would say, and because like the wrestling world, yeah, we had some historic losses. I mean, for someone who has been through the Attitude Era, when we heard about Scott Hall passing, and
that was historically bad for you.
Me. That was my childhood.
You cried on stream.
I had to step away because for those who got kids like me or guys like me who lived through the Attitude Era, remember the prime years of the NWO. And Scott Hall.
I got the watered down crap version, which sucked.
But
I also got the watered down crap version of DX too, which sucked.
Oh yeah. Trust me. Yeah, I got lucky.
You got lucky. I didn't.
That's besides the point. But I will say this too. Like, yeah, I had people tell me, said, look, like, because for me, that was that's who I watched as a kid. No, yes, I don't remember.
And I want to talk about something too, because I saw a TikTok post, I think a few weeks after Bray died. Some doofus was like, "Why are you crying? You didn't know him."
Oh yeah, the dude with the horrible hot take that's been kind of going viral on
Oh my
TikTok.
god.
Yeah,
I got a hot take for you guys.
well,
Why are
he
you
was getting
crying? You know?
roasted.
I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, there's been a few times where there's people that met the guy. Those are people that were crying. People that met him.
Exactly.
And those are the ones that
It's.
were crying. Me, I didn't cry because I'm like, I barely knew the guy. Off screen. Personally, I was upset
I
that he
mean,
died. I was bummed
it
out.
stunk.
It stunk. Yeah, did I get a little teary eyed? A little bit. But I wasn't full on, crying about, Bray Wyatt like a lot of the fans did because those fans met the guy.
Yeah,
So
but
they
for me,
technically
like,
did know him personally. But I only saw Bray on TV every week. So I'm like, it's like a character dying on a TV show. Like,
but yeah,
not
it's
to
like
be
for me.
rude, Bray, he may he rest in peace and we love him. But for me, it was like, yeah, he was written off TV and all this other stuff, and what happened to him sucks. I wish that on nobody, not even my enemies.
No, because because we don't know your family. Because like I said, family histories can be very a little bit different, and yeah. But moving on, but before we get into it, though, our next handful of topics, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors of today's show. We SeatGeek for those who are going to wrestling events, sporting events, concerts. Obviously, if you want to get some good deals, bad if you don't want to, break the bank for tickets, go to SeatGeek.com. Use our promo code Philly Sports. That is all capital letters. Save $20 off it. For those who are Twitch streamers, YouTubers like me and Tyler, or you just need an extra boost of energy to get you through the day. And you need all natural, not this artificial crap that they're putting in now in some of these drinks nowadays. Go to w.gg. You go and you can check out some of the products there. They got some really nice products. Use Sports Wrestle
Yeah,
15.
go
That
to
is all.
www.w.gg. He said www.gg. I caught on to
Yes.
it.
Yeah,
Go to
w.gg.
w.gg.
Thank you.
That's the site.
And use our promo
Or
code.
go to our link tree if you don't want to type all that complicated mess
Yeah,
out.
if
Go
you
to
go
our
to the
link
link tree, check the link tree in the description. But use our promo code Sports Wrestle or Sports Wrestle 10 actually. That's all capital letters to save 10% off your order, whether you want to get the tubs, you might less rather kind of little bit. Like I said, with these other like G Fuel and like I said, you're gonna get tubs are a little bit cheaper than if you guys are the G Fuel people. Like I said, if you guys need that all natural energy or just need an extra kick in the pants, so to speak, W Energy is the right thing for you. For baseball players, coaches, if you guys need uniforms, go to singersports.com. They obviously for coaches, if you need uniforms, Singer Sports is the place for you. Use your promo code SportsRussell10 to save 10% off your order, whether it's just your wood bats, different baseball equipment, uniforms. They got it over there. So shout out to Singer Sports. And golf heads, we ain't gonna leave you out too. Go to shankitgolf.com. Use our promo code SportsWrestle15 to save 15% off. But if you have over $100, or over 99, or over $100, you also get free shipping as well at the same time. So you're not just getting free shipping, but you could also get some stuff for 15% off, no matter how much you got on shakeandgolf.com. And also shout out to Just Gloves as well. So if you guys want some discounted baseball equipment, Just Gloves is the place. Go to the link tree in the description down below. Like I said, shout out to our sponsors of today's show.
And also, before we move on to our next topic, we have merch. You guys, if you want your t-shirts, if you want fanny packs like it's $19.99, for whatever reason we got those. Don't ask why. We just got them. Right? We got hoodies, baby clothes.
We can pretty much got everything.
We basically got everything under the sun. All right. But
yeah.
So
check the link tree down.
My spread shop or something it's called.
Sports and Wrestle .myspreadshop.com.
Yeah, that's the site.
We do have the link to it in the link tree, or if you guys want to check the link
it's in the link tree. So I'm not gonna mention the site.
All of our stuff, and also you can follow us on all social media, which is also in our link tree in the description down below.
But before we move on with the merch, let me add something. Any proceeds that we get, any of the money that we get, we give it to charity. We said this countless times, and And we'll give it to a charity of our choosing. We won't
especially
like
this month as
this
something
month
that
is Suicide Awareness Month, so we'll probably give like it to like a suicide prevention charity this month. So
absolutely. So
we'll donate there. And we also have a charity stream tomorrow for
absolutely.
suicide prevention.
So,
So
but
I hope to see. Hope y'all show up. And if you got money that you want
and
to give us, by all
or
means, do so. If
you
you
want
don't,
to
it's okay.
if you can't donate, just share it. If you can share it out, like doesn't
Share it
matter
out.
what it else. Let people know. And I'll say this too before we go on. If you're really feeling a certain type of way to the point where you're just end it all,
Please
please
talk to somebody. Please talk to
call
somebody. You can even talk to us.
call the talk to you can talk to us or call the National Suicide Hotline.
I
Which
wouldn't say call the hotline itself. Um, if you want to, go ahead. But
yeah
if I would say talk to your friends, your family, talk to us if you want to.
yeah
We don't
absolutely.
we don't look at you guys as fans.
We just yeah
We look at
absolutely
y'all as friends, man. All
yeah
y'all friends.
absolutely 100%. So like I said, or like we said, we're playing a lot of stuff. Especially with October, we got our net. We when October comes around, you all know that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I think also Spina Bifida might not.
Yes, yes, same month. And I want to do like a like both because yeah, breast cancer is the key month here. Like that prevention and awareness to that.
Oh, 100%.
And there's been a lot of awareness for that. So that's why I also want to do spina bifida awareness stream because there's not really a lot of awareness for it.
No, because I feel like it's going under the radar for a lot of people.
It's gone under the radar every year because of breast cancer awareness. And I get breast cancer
Because let's be real, cancer
you can
needs
pass
to go.
from. Like you can definitely pass from. Spina bifida, I don't really think you can pass from.
But
Like I like the survival rate's pretty high. It's like just in some occasions you could barely walk
and
or talk.
like I said, and like I said, for those who've been around the channel or new viewers to the channel, like we do this all as much as we can if my work schedule allows it. So that's besides the point. But like I said, we'll try to do our best and
Yeah.
and get back. So pretty much like if you guys want to give through super chats and whatnot, all of whatever super chats you just do decide to send,
Yeah,
you
if you
might go
want to
through
send
us.
money tomorrow during the charity stream, by all
I'll
means do so.
I mean
If you can't, share it out. Share it out with your
absolutely
friends, your family
100%.
who
Like I
are
said,
willing to.
we're not greedy individuals here on
No,
and especially in terms of content creators, like I said, we want to give back because like I said,
how our proceeds that we get from YouTube itself, we don't even keep that money.
nope.
We give that to charity too. Like
Because, like I said,
we don't
I
want
could
money.
care. Because, like me and Tari would said this too. Like, we don't really care about it. Because for me, working a full time job, that's the money I care about. This money is pretty
And me,
much it's charity money.
I have a disability check that comes in every month, and also I apply for food stamps so I can help with the house with the food for house. So I don't really need money for anything either.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
it's
like
like,
this is pretty much whatever checks we're getting from YouTube is going straight to charity. Like I said,
darn
we're
charity.
not very greedy. But moving out of the way. So, one other thing that I actually want to talk about, especially with WWE, and obviously we talked about, or actually really touched on this, but I think we should definitely touch on both the US or Endeavor and WWE finally merging as TKO Holdings. I want to touch more on that and what that's going to mean because I know we haven't really talked about it as much because I kind of felt like it went under the radar for some people. So one thing, what I mean by that is obviously prior to I think a couple of days ago, I think it was either the last Raw or SmackDown. I can't remember which one it was.
It was Monday was the last Raw under Vince.
And yes, and there's been a lot of talks, or I'm not saying there's been reports prior to that Raw, that last Monday Night Raw, that obviously with Endeavor coming into the picture that bought WWE, they're going to try to merge it into one basically. And I'm thinking because me and we're tired with thinking, so okay, so this could be a new page for the company, and also too for the UFC for those who are UFC fans. So pretty much you're getting the best of both worlds, basically.
I feel like with TKO Holdings, I feel like it's just give WWE and UFC just more money. That's all I look at it as. I don't think it's like a different thing. The only difference that I see there for WWE is that Vince doesn't own the company anymore. Which good because the guy's a dickhead. I'm gonna curse here because that's what he is. He's a dick. All right, he sucks.
He's a Richard Cranium.
Dude, he's like he's literally one of those rich dudes who gets a boatload of money and then he just is just an a-hole about oh, I'm rich. I'm being a-hole.
The fact that it was also and that too is, I mean, you have some of your top guys are, let's be not paid what they worth. Let's keep it at 100 here. Like say like Rhea is your pretty much, I would see your face of the women's division. Throw the bag at her, for crying out loud.
Dude, I would throw like 10 bags at her. Like, take the money.
Pay her what she's worth. I look, whether you, it's like you gotta know what your value, what you have in terms of what your roster, what their value is. Because usually, and shout out to Maven for those who don't watch Maven on YouTube, please go check out that one video. Like he has talked about.
He was talking about like what the undercard gets paid, what the mid card gets paid, and what the top guys get paid. And they get paid differently, he says. He says the lower card doesn't get a lot of money. Mid card, they get paid a little bit better. And then the main event, they get boatloads.
Oh, they get the bags. And then you have and that's pretty much both men and women. And right now the men's, I think with Roman, I know Roman's getting a bag as ever since.
Oh, Roman's getting a hefty bag because Vince likes
the dude. As much as we hated
we hate his gut. We love to hate his gut. And as a heel though, we love to hate his guts. That's a good thing.
And obviously, let's be real, like because we actually talked to this before. It's like, what could a heel Roman Reigns look like? We never thought the tribal chief would be a freaking thing, but
we never thought he'd be the video game. I did not think this man would be the Thanos of WWE.
And boy, that's a shit. That let's be real, whoever pulled that trigger on that.
Bro. He's literally the Thanos of WWE. If you're a Marvel nerd, you get what I'm saying.
And there's that too, and people, and obviously we did talk about this too. We touched more on it, I think, in past episodes. That, over the years, like most of this of the scripted sport really hated Roman for not because we hate the character.
Was that the me? Succotash. What? Who wrote this shit?
And it's like we don't hate the person about playing the Roman Reigns character, but they did hit. And obviously, but
like, as a person, the guy's a stand-up guy, good father, good person.
For kicking cancer's rear end twice,
dude. I remember when he came back after that second cancer scare. He goes, "I'm a remission." I stood up, punching the air, and screaming, "Yeah!" the entire time. I was happy for the guy.
And yes, I know a lot of people hate the part-time schedule, but it's for obvious reason. Dude, look, yes, and Roman Reigns is not getting any younger. I think he's 30.
I feel like I get it with him. And people need to, and he's the champion. He shouldn't be the champion if he's doing a partner. I get your point there. I agree with that.
But you just got to take into other factors that he's not getting any younger.
But you got to take into those factors. But here's the thing. Let me finish that. He needs to take the belt off of him. Over 1,000 days, he did his thing. Okay, let's move on from that. Give somebody else the title. Honestly, I don't care who does it. I don't care if it's The Rock who does it. That's the rumor that The Rock is facing him. I don't care if he does it. I know he's a part-timer too. I don't care if Cody does it. Just take the belt off of Roman right now. But I get why he has a part-time schedule. I honestly do. It's because of that cancer scare. It's because of that cancer scare. He cannot be out doing stuff
like he used to.
Because it might further exasperate. If I'm saying this right.
Yeah, exacerbate.
Exasperate the cancer.
Yeah, and who knows if one wrong, not say one wrong, but if not really going to jump to conclusion, but yeah, the fact that, and yes, I mean, and like I said, and who knows, and Roman's also a dad as well. So I mean, I think
He's
he's kind
also
of,
a father. He wants to spend a lot of time with his kids.
yeah, and like I said, and for those who have or have seen watch the company over the years, like how grueling their schedule is. That's not including television tapings. That's including house shows, overseas tours. Like there is no days off.
Here's the thing. They only get weekends off a month. A weekend
Yeah,
off a month. 2 days off a month. That's all they get. 2 days off a month. And the thing is with Roman, with that cancer scare, he was probably thinking, man, I might not be here tomorrow. Cancer might come back and kick my ass this time. I might not be here. So let me have time off so I can spend time with my kids.
and rightfully so.
And I get it. As a person who looks at these wrestlers as human beings first and then wrestlers second, I get it. And a lot of these people, they don't get it. They're like, oh, he's on a part-time schedule. He's weak. He ain't a good champion because he's on a part. Enough.
Like like you don't really know and look, he's been through two cancer scares.
The guy's been through 2 cancer scares.
Like, and he kicked cancers. Let's be real, rear end to the curb twice. So I mean, and also the fact too, like I said, we talked about this before. There's no days off in between except for the weekends, and Roman, and like I said,
not the weekends, not the weekends. A weekend. You only get one weekend off a month.
Or yeah, and also that people, and you also got to factor in, like, yeah, I mean, he's he's becoming a family. He's more than a family man. I mean, he's got. I mean, if you watch some commercials that he's had with his daughters, I mean, you can really just could imagine, most of the roster. I mean, yeah. So, but I got at least, as much as we hate Roman, being a part-timer, we understand it. Me and Tyler really understand some of the stuff that he's got to go through, or that he was going through. And obviously, like there was a lot of things you can attest to. Obviously he doesn't want to have another cancer scare, so he might, need some time off to obviously, maybe get some checkups here now and then to make sure. I even said, he's not getting any younger, so you could definitely see it. And not just, I mean, look, the body, I mean, look, he's still in great freaking shape. Let's keep it real. But when you really look at it, how he looks now, or what he was on TV, like you could tell, like you can tell he's not getting any younger. But moving on from that. Speaking of with TKO, Executive Vice President Jamie Horowitz was let go. Obviously, we figured that we knew this was coming. It was kind of obvious that the fact that when the merger happens, there's going to be a lot of layoffs, and obviously we saw Dina Warrior getting laid off after her work with the company, which kind of really surprised me. It's like, first of all, if you're doing a lot of initiatives,
that soured me. That completely soured me. I'm like, really? Dina Warrior gets fired?
That really set well with me, but. And obviously Jamie
After
Horowitz,
her vying to have her husband get an award.
Yeah.
After he passed away. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, that
was in poor taste. That pained me. But this other guy, apparently nobody in the company liked him.
Yeah, he was actually not really well liked because he had a bit of a bad reputation when he worked with ESPN. So I was like, you know what? I can see why. I can see him getting let go. You don't really don't want that.
I can see that firing for sure. And also, speaking of the firings, WWE's morale has reportedly been decimated after the cuts were made to the headquarters staff. So the morale's like, in a way, they're kind of scared. They're kind of freaked out. Like, oh no, I better do my job exceptionally well, or I'm getting fired. Like, oh no, But
it's like, and
like,
yeah, I mean,
it's scary.
And the fact that, and yeah, and this according to PW Insight, to say that morale among WWE has been decimated would be an understatement, and rightfully so. So, like, who knows how many more layoffs they're going to have? And I know, like, yes, I know we hate a lot of Nick Khan, but you got to think of the I don't know, it's got to be a hard job to do as a top. But look, if you're going to be a top executive and knowing you have to lay off some of your best employees, I know that's not going to be the hardest. It's not going to be the easiest thing to do. Knowing that's like, if they're doing their job well and you have to fire them, it's like, I was like, man, I couldn't imagine what Nick Khan's or what he's thinking at times. Yes, and let's we know we kind of call out on his BS at times. But knowing that he's one of the top executives and has to make those decisions, it's like, oh, that's
now Nick Khan. He's done an exceptional job as co-president. I'm gonna be honest about it. He's done an exceptional job. Now he's not even co-president. He's actually the president now, because Stephanie had been driven out the door by her asshole father. So he's now the president, and he's actually done a really good job. The only thing that I absolutely disagree with him is moving WWE pay-per-views out of Peacock and back to the $50 price point on cable. I don't agree with that at all. I don't, because not a lot of people and I don't look at it because I can't watch pay-per-views anymore legally because I don't have. They take it off. They took it off of Peacock and now they're putting it back on cable. $50 a pay-per-view and yeah, that part is true. But it's also a bad business move because not only people aren't willing to pay $50 for a pay-per-view that may or may not be good.
Yeah, and
but that's going to depend. It's the fact that not a lot of people have cable anymore.
Yeah, it's all streaming services nowadays.
Every year, cable numbers are just dipping, and they keep dipping.
And
because you got cable companies already trying to get people to pay hefty prices, and no one wants to do that.
To pick back up, Tyler said, this is why cable television hasn't been what it once was, in years past.
It's because of greed. It's because of greed itself. These cable companies, but now you're trying to be even more greedy by making pay-per-views $50 and only on cable.
Yeah,
basically, you're paying essentially over $150 for a pay-per-view because you have to pay for cable and pay for the pay-per-view.
Yeah, almost in depending on the month as well. But if and that's the thing too. And Peacock, where I will give WWE credit, or not say credit, but I will admire. It's like that's one of the other biggest money makers. If you're, and we touched upon it. We talked about Peacock having a huge jump in the subscriber growth, because let's be real, like you could watch a pay-per-view, let's say 5 pay-per-views a year, or depending on what the pay-per-view schedule is like, you could get $5 pay-per-views for the price of one. Instead of paying $50 every month. Or every few months, depending on
they had a recent price hike, so I can't really say $10 a month anymore. You're essentially paying $12 for a pay-per-view. It's $12. You know what that buys you when you go to a store?
I don't know.
What like a bag of chips or something?
A bag of chips, probably a couple of bottles of soda. Well, you got to think too.
A bag of chips, a bottle of soda, and probably some gum. That's the price of a pay-per-view on Peacock. Essentially, when you get it.
But it's actually not bad, though. Like I said, look, it may not be appeasing to some people, but I mean, look, if you just want to do it for the nostalgia purposes, like I said, be our guest.
If you don't like the current product, you can always go back and watch the product from the 2000s or the 90s or even the 80s.
Whatever. That's the beauty of Peacock. Oh, but hey,
you can watch any. It's so expansive.
Exactly,
and I feel and taking that away would only just piss off all the fans.
A lot of people, myself included.
It would piss me off too. It would piss me off because I was sitting there watching SmackDown from 2004.
So like we said about Nick Khan, and actually this, according to this article, like he noted in that noted in an email Friday that layoffs were done, but some in WWE noted this wouldn't have happened under Stephanie McMahon's watch when she was the one in charge, and rightfully so, because both as much as I know we had some skepticisms, but I thought that they both did a really good job, in that short period before, like Tyler said, before that weasel made his way back and pretty much ruined everything that we had.
The weasel had a fight with his daughter, and his daughter walked out of the company. He didn't even fire her. She quit after a fight, an argument.
Shane didn't. She quit. And there's been some reports.
He walked out the damn door after an argument and never came back.
And Shay don't want a part of it, so he kind of stayed away. And
I'm gonna do my own thing over here. Linda, the same thing. Linda, she got screwed, and because her husband cheated on her. That whole ordeal that happened. So she got screwed too. The only one that really didn't get screwed in the family was Shane, because Shane's like, I'm staying out of this shit.
It's like Chris, first of all, he doesn't want.
I'm staying in my lane over here. Y'all do this family BS over here.
And we also know that the fact that Vince and Triple H always somehow butted heads because Triple H actually wants to do right for the fans. And we all know that Vince cares about money. Like, you made so much money.
Vince only cares about the color green. That's all he cares about. And Triple H, he's like, I see the fans. I see what the fans want. Let me book him that way. Look what happened now that Vince barely owns the company now. Do you know what happened to LA Knight? He's in the middle of a monster push. He's in the middle of a monster push right now.
He's the top merch seller in the company, dethroning Roman Reigns.
Every time he comes out, the roof comes off the dang arena.
That's like, you can feel. Look, I know watching the product itself on TV doesn't really justice in live events, but you can kind of feel.
If I went there and LA Knight comes out, my eardrums would rupture.
Because you can see the electricity that LA Knight. Because let's perform.
I said this before, right? On like a TikTok. When LA Knight comes out, my volume on my TV is of course low. It's at like volume 4. It's not even loud, right? And I'm streaming. All I hear is like crowd's loud. Louder than my TV volume.
And it's also crazy too. You can tell the difference in a year, not just from basically into what a year makes. Because if you looked at last year when they actually tried to make him as a heel, very little to no reactions that he got as a heel. Since ever that babyface turn,
no, it wasn't the fact they made him a heel. It was the character they gave him.
Oh yeah, and little to no reaction.
Little to no reaction. When the whole runway stuff happened, little or no reaction. No one reacted to that. It was a bad gimmick for everybody involved. It was a bad gimmick. I'm like,
I think right now he's one of the best.
Within a month, it was scrapped. It was kind of scrapped because LA Knight, he came back. He was like, I'm not Max Dupree anymore. I'm LA Knight. Yeah. That was. And then, I mean, Maxine, she's still Maxine, but she's out of that too. She's like American Alpha, which I love. I love that whole thing with them. It's a fun loving gimmick.
Yeah, like that's the thing too. And it's just like, Ellen. No, I want to put this out there, but I do hopefully, for the love of God, I want to see some gold on LA Knight sooner rather than later.
Now, I think he's vying for the U.S. title. He's vying for it. Because he cut that promo. He's like, I don't care.
I want to talk about that because I did not have this in my notes, but I saw this. And I want to touch upon this. We might be seeing some revamps of the titles. We could probably see a revamp of the tag. So under TKO, from what I've been reading, is the fact that they're going to try to some revamp. And obviously, you saw if you watched SmackDown this past Friday, you saw there was a new theme to the opening. So there was a lot. So we're seeing some slight revamps. Not much, but it may not be subtle, but it's.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Like every 5, 6 years, they always revamp the theme song. They've always done that, so that's really nothing new.
But what TKO wants to do, like revamp, the entire title designs. So basically, obviously that
for the love of God, TKO, can you bring back the blue and red ropes? please bring back the blue and red ropes.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that.
Because I feel like I've said this before they brought back the brand split. Every time I'm watching Raw and SmackDown, it feels like the same show because of the blue and red rope. They weren't having blue and red ropes.
Yeah, but it's just usually white because if you look back then, like you can tell which show you're watching almost each and every
Because
month.
they had the blue and red ropes.
And also the set design as well at the same time.
But I can deal with a bland set design if you have the blue and red ropes. That's the problem. You know, when Raw and SmackDown had like the same set pretty much in like 2016 to 2019, when they kind of differentiated it a little bit, then they kind of went back to, oh, let's just make the same thing after 2020. Bad mistake. But when I just saw the ring and it was blue and red ropes, I'm like, that feels like SmackDown. This feels like Raw. Like, I knew what show I was watching because of that. Now it's like, oh, you got to see the backlight in the crowd to know what show you're watching. What? First, take that crap away because that looks tacky.
Oh yeah, very tacky.
And two, bring back the blue and red ropes. But I know it's me nitpicking right now, but it's how I feel.
I mean, you're probably not going to be the only one that. I know as wrestling fans, we nitpick a lot of stuff, but yeah, there's a lot of things that if it doesn't really look right, just get rid of it because I don't want something obscure. It's just like I don't know how to feel about this, but moving on.
And also, I know you have to have sponsors, but during pay-per-views, you don't have to have sponsored matches.
Yeah, can we? If I'm thinking, I'm cutting that immediately. It's well, right now we've seen two.
The match is going on. Let's have Rocket Mortgage sponsor all over the place. Or let's have Cinnamon Toast Crunch, big Cinnamon Toast Crunch guys hanging around the ring.
Or they're probably the worst match or sports sponsor match that I've seen in quite years. The Mountain Dew Pitch Black match.
No, you know what's worse than that? The zombie match.
Yeah, that was for the fuck. That was a work.
It was for that Netflix zombie movie that happened to have one of their former wrestlers in it. I watched that movie. That movie was so freaking stupid. I watched that movie. It was so stupid.
But that's I want to touch upon that. So
the only funny part was the beginning. That was the only funny part.
So Tyler, what about you? What do you have on your side of the spectrum here on this show here tonight?
Devon Dudley is coming out of retirement and says he wants to sign with Impact. So I'm actually happy about this because he's got his career back. You know, he was forced into retirement because he had heart surgery, but he has since been medically cleared. That's why he showed up on Impact 1000 recently, and he had a match, and he took bumps.
And yes, I had some nostalgia. That top row spot. Remember the Dudley Boy?
I was like, yeah, get the tables the entire time.
And see, that's what, and that's the thing too. It's like, yeah, people say, oh, you know, yeah, that's where, yeah, you remember the Dudley Boys, you know, from WWE. But see, that's where the greatness that they show. Like they can adapt.
Do you know what bummed me out about that match? Every time Devon took a bump, he wasn't flopping like a dead fish.
Yeah, like he was convulsing.
What happened to you flopping like a dead fish? That's the funniest part of your character, Devon. Come on, bro.
No, that's true. But then again, though, like
I think flopping like a dead fish. Like I remember one spot where he got kicked in the you know what, and he's flopping like a dead fish.
I was like, yeah, and that's what. But like I was saying, that's what I've always respected about the Dudley Boys or Team 3D or whatever you want to call them. They can adapt to no matter what promotion they're in. That's probably one of the greatest tag teams of all time, or let's be real, of all time. Whether the way you look at it.
You know what the funniest part of the Dudley Boys? I think it was like an episode of Main Event in like 2015. They were going against a New Day or somebody. This is when Main Event was good. They're actually putting stars on there.
Yeah, that was.
He was like, or no, he was facing against the Usos, and he's punching them, Well, he's looking. He's like, "This is for your 92 cousins."
Oh
This is for
yeah.
your 92 cousins. This is for The Rock.
And that's the fact too. Like their
Oh
biggest
no, it
problem.
wasn't 92. It wasn't 92 cousins. It was 97 cousins. I'm like, jeez.
90. Hold up. If I remember,
He doesn't have 97 cousins. He was joking. He was exaggerating.
oh, I was about to say. I was saying that
He's
his.
like,
I was.
he
I
was,
was
he was
thinking
trying
of
to
the
make
year
it funny.
1990. I
He
was.
was trying to make it ha funny. He goes, "This is for your 97 cousins." Punches him in the face.
And quite honestly, boy, and remembers the early days of the Dudley Boys. I'll say this too. If you want to relive.
They gave him a redneck hick gimmick, but they also gave Bubba a stutter.
But hey, it made some for great memorable moments back then too. With the Rocks, it's like
it doesn't
matter. It does not matter.
It's funny as hell.
That's like, but even though yes, Bubba, and yes, I know Bully Ray has had. Well, let's can act like a bit of an a-hole at times, which we have seen in the last couple of, not say last couple of years, but
at times. But the thing is, I don't think he's an a-hole. He just says the wrong things sometimes.
Yeah, I think he
I don't think he's. I don't think he's.
I think it's what you're saying.
Like the one thing he said about the mental health thing that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, but I'm like,
yeah,
all right,
that was you could have phrased that a little bit better.
Like you could have phrased it a bit. I get what he's trying to say, but you could have phrased that a bit better.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a douchebag. I don't.
But
like that's because in interviews he's a nice dude. He's a really nice dude.
And that's the thing too. It's just like if you're the up and coming, and that's the thing too. It's like the best moments. Look for me, from what I remember from the Dudley Boys, is when they made the return. When was it 2015?
Dude, I literally was flipping through channels, and this is before I became a wrestling fan. I was flipping through channels and I saw that, and I'm like, no freaking way. And I was gonna be a wrestling fan sooner because of that moment.
Yeah,
I was gonna be a wrestling fan. I was gonna be a wrestling fan again sooner because of that moment. And mind you guys, this is before I went back to being a pro wrestling fan. Because at that point I grew out of it, like everybody does. Everybody does sometimes.
Yeah, you always have that period when you grow out of it.
You have that period of time where you grow out of it, and then eventually, like, maybe I can get back into this. This is kind of cool. And I went back into it a year later, but I almost was a wrestling fan again a year prior because of that return of the Dudley Boys in 2015. Because I was flipping through channels. I'm like, no way. I'm like, when did they return? I'm like, they're like, they made the return tonight. I'm like, what?
Yeah, like there was like no news, no reports. Like it was kind of like
nothing. It was hush hush. It just randomly happened.
And
it was the same thing as The Rock. It was kind of the same thing as The Rock, but only difference is the Dudleys actually had a run in the company.
And quite honestly, as soon as
and then right before the brand split, they decided we're gonna just let our contract expire and leave. Because they realized, okay, they're getting over. Let's just explore other ventures in wrestling before we decide.
Well, let's be real. I think they did a really good job with that. It's I mean, and that goes back to what I said too. Like, no matter what promotion they're in, people they're still highly recognizable, no matter what they're in. If it's WWE,
everybody knows and loves the Dudley Boys. Everybody.
Like if you watch the old school ECW or WWF.
If you watch if you watch ECW, WWF, WWE in the early 2000s to like 06, and then TNA.
I mean,
from 2010 to 2015, and then back to WWE. No, even Ring of Honor, they were there.
Yeah, I forgot about the stop in Ring of Honor.
They were there. Back to Impact now. Like they've been everywhere, but everyone knows who the Dudleys.
Yeah, it's like they're one of those tag teams like you cannot forget of who they are.
The only company, obviously, that they haven't been to yet is AEW, which I highly doubt they'll ever go to AEW.
I don't think they also have been to New Japan either.
Yeah, they've never been to New Japan.
Oh man, that stinks. Well, I think, but then again, though, I think they actually did some. Don't get me wrong. I think the Dudley
did enough for wrestling. They did enough for wrestling. They're like one of the most highly recognizable dudes in wrestling.
And quite honestly, I think look, besides WWE, I think their best runs they ever had was an Impact. I mean, look, you had the Aces and
Oh,
Eight faction. Boy,
bro,
it's
here's the problem. They fumbled so hard with that faction.
it
They
had
fumbled.
potential.
Dude, the build-up for that was just perfect, though.
That's like,
You
and
know,
then the payoff's like,
Bully
what?
Ray playing the good guy, and he's married to
Hogan's
Brooke
daughter, Brooke.
Hogan, Hulk Hogan's daughter Brooke. He's married to her, and then the payoff was he was using her the entire time. He was the real leader of Aces and Eights. I'm like, yo, they curveballed this, and this was perfect.
It really was like, but like Tyler said, they really
And then he came out with vignettes saying, and he was like, "This is how I did it." And then they were like, he was breaking up like the different parts of the build to tell you how he did it. I'm like,
yeah.
yo, this is perfect. And then they fumbled the group. I'm like, yo, y'all fumbled so hard with this.
It's
Y'all
like
had something good going, and then you fumbled it.
Because I mean,
And it was coming off the success of that show, Sons of Anarchy, too. They were copying that.
I've never, honestly, I'll hold my hand up. I've never seen that show.
My mom saw it, but I never saw it.
And then again, I could see that because I can see because the way that
they were piggybacking off of that. I think Impact. I think it was either Dixie or Bully that said it that they were piggybacking off of.
Could be
the
one
success of that show because that show was successful when around the same time Aces and Eights became a thing.
Yeah,
and I'm like, you had the perfect build for this,
and you fumbled the payoff,
and then you fumbled so hard with the group.
Like, you had one job, you had one specific
job, and to make a formidable faction, and you messed it up.
You screw it. Yeah, you screwed it up, basically.
You screwed it up. You screwed it up.
Honestly,
you screwed the booth.
Going to go back to Devon, though, I could not be more happy for the dude. I mean, you can see like he's in the best shape he's ever been in.
Bro, he looked phenomenal.
I'm thinking to myself, like, are you sure this feels like this is like Devon from the past? It's just
I'm like, wow, Devon looks like Devon from like 03.
Yeah,
he looks awesome.
And I
couldn't be more happy for this guy. He's like Bully. He's a nice guy off TV, and also he was a trainer for the Reef for a while when he was retired.
Yeah,
he was a trainer for him. He was helping younger talent grow as wrestlers, and he's a nice guy. He likes to give back.
Look, this is the way I look at it. If the Dudley Boys are Team 3D, they say if they want to retire, and become like coaches, I would have no issues with that. Train them to the next up because we talked.
Here's where Devon is well versed in. He's well versed in the wrestling aspect, but Bubba Ray Dudley or Bully Ray and Impact, he's well versed in character work. The way he talks about building up a character, what wrestlers have to do to build up a character, I believe it's phenomenal how he explains everything.
That's the thing that's
how to build up a character. He also is well versed of how to get over with fans, whether you're a face or
also with Devon too. I think he's also good with the promo ability as well because Devon. I know, yes, even though his character I know he did because even though we saw it, if you look at his character work in the past, yeah, he comes off like it's a crazy pastor is basically what he's kind of.
Oh, my brother testified. That's his tagline.
Yep. And he recites like the 3 commandments, even though let's be but it got over with a lot of people. People really liked and yes, Devon. Well, let's be real. He was crazy in terms of character. His character portrayal, shall we say?
And also, he will teach you. He will also teach you how to flop like a dead fish when you're selling,
or converse like you're having a seizure. But that's besides the point. But like I said, like we said, all in all, I'm excited to see what Devon can do. And quite honestly, I mean, when I watched the. But Gail Kim looks even fantastic when she came back.
Bro, Gail Kim looks phenomenal.
Also, Kong looks she hasn't changed at all. It's like
the Awesome Kong looks great.
The beautiful people, fantastic.
Dude, they look phenomenal too.
That's just like, are you sure that they have not? It's like, man,
And honestly, I had the biggest crush on one of them.
That would have been if I'm gonna guess, I think it was it Matt? No, it's Angelina Lova, if I'm guessing.
No, the other
No.
one.
Oh, Madison Rain.
No,
No, that's oh crap, what the hell's her name? God dang it. I'm ready.
Velvet Sky.
Velvet Sky. See, Velvet.
Dude,
see, that's
I had the biggest crush on her back in like 2010.
Well, because
and I can see why now. She still looks great.
I mean, like when she gets in the ring, they had to get like a close up of her rear end, basically. No, that was is that Velvet Sky? No,
that was her. That was her.
Okay, I was thinking. I don't. For some reason, I was thinking.
But I didn't have a crush on her because of that. I thought that character. I'm like, yo. Back in the day, I hated bra and panty matches, so I did not like that part. But she's pretty.
And look, it's just like the people that came back from the old the Impact Legend. They look like they had not aged a bit, which is
they all look like they have not aged. They all look phenomenal.
It's like, man, it's like, it would be nice to see them at least get one more run in them. Let's see if they can.
They're actually going to have a tag match this Thursday.
Oh, crap.
So I think it's turning into another run, like a second run, because they're all wrestling.
I mean, boy, if
it's not like they're retired, they're not retired. I think they're having another run.
I want to see is Awesome Kong just hit the crap out of people because I love how she's
scary.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's for those who not already watched Awesome Kong, how she wrestled in the past. Boy, she tore that women's division. Like she really storyline wise control that women's division because you do not want to get in the crosshairs of Awesome Kong.
Also, when she's mad, the facial expressions.
Yeah, it's like
make you want to soil your own pants because you're scared.
It's pretty much in the one meme saying it's at this moment they know so and so effed up. It's like, oh,
they effed up. Yeah, but yeah, I really liked Awesome Kong back in the day, and she looked great too.
I mean, Gail Kim looks so freaking fantastic.
Freaking awesome.
Like, I'm thinking to myself, man, she has not aged a bit ever since then.
She did. She barely aged. Barely. Okay. I feel like the only person that aged slightly is Angelina Love. She aged a bit.
A little bit, but in a very good way. I would say
she aged gracefully. Let's be real there.
Even though, but it's kind of hard. It's not really noticeable when you see it. But it's like, yeah, it's kind of hardly noticeable.
You can see her age a little bit. Like she has wrinkles and stuff, but like it's not really like whatever. You aged a little bit, not much. All right, not much.
But
she looks phenomenal too.
But I would say Impact actually really put on a really good show for Impact 1000. I can't believe they actually had 1,000 episodes of Impact. I cannot believe that was been.
Impact started in 2004.
Yeah, it's been
2004, and they got the 1,000. 1,000.
And congrats to Impact, man. For a company that
should have died in 2014. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
company that should have died after 10 years.
But the fact that they're still kicking and going, and let's bro, yes, even though this crowd, and let's bro got a very nice roster with Jordan Grace.
I feel like with time they should be back with bigger crowds.
Yeah,
no, I feel like they're scared to do it right now.
And I mean, could you really blame them though? I mean, you really can't blame him, but I do. I mean, look, Scott D'Amore looks like he's. I mean, yes, I know he's on.
Bro.
Dude,
this man is a big man, fighting like a cruiserweight in a wrestling ring,
and pulling off a Canadian Destroyer like he did in one in 04, 05, somewhere around there.
He never wrestled for Impact. He never wrestled. He was always a manager there, but he wrestled before that.
That's crazy.
He wrestled in Canada, but he came in Impact as a manager for Team Canada.
And the fact he did that with Eric freaking Young too, it's like, man, are you going to give us on a nostalgia trip with Team Canada?
Dude, he brought out the jackets with Team Canada on it, with the Team Canada theme playing with him and Eric Young. I'm like, oh my god!
I'll say, what's next? I'm thinking myself, man. Because I was hoping, say, please have the Canadian flag on a hockey stick that he used to bring it all the time. So, and when he didn't bring it, I was like, dang it! You had one.
You had one opportunity to do that, and you didn't do it.
You missed it. But I mean, look, it was amazing seeing most or reports of Team Canada.
Yeah,
Holy fuck,
because
I can't speak.
most of Team Canada either retired or in WWE. Because Bobby Roode, WWE, he couldn't go.
Yeah, and
Even though WWE has kind of a partnership with them, you should have put freaking Bobby Roode on
an
that show.
opportunity.
God damn it.
But and also same thing with Bobby Roode. It's like, how much more time does he have left too? Because he also went under, was it spinal fusion? I think it was. And
I think at this point it's up near, just like Randy Orton's, because again he had spinal fusion done.
yeah, and
So right now it's up
and Randy's up
for him as well.
I mean,
But back to our topic, because we kind of got derailed there, because we were talking about Impact 1000.
but then again, I think people enjoy how we ramble on, but that's
oh yeah, people enjoy it. Tatum Paxley gets engaged to fellow NXT wrestler Javier Bernal.
Yeah, the ones who I really completely freaking hate on NXT television.
Is that the one with the body pillow?
No, that's Wendy too. Don't get me started.
No, the one that came with a body pillow with his face on it.
Oh yeah, that was the one.
Oh god, that guy. I mean, I don't like him as a TV character, but I'm sure he's a nice guy off screen.
He made or the cologne crap he was selling to Mackenzie Mitchell, that one NXT we did together. It's like, what is this?
You can't tell me it didn't smell like farts though, because she's like, ooh, what's that?
Yeah, she's like Javier Bernal. I mean, look, I like Tatum Pax. I think there's some room to improvement. Javier, he's been entertaining as well, but not one of my favorite kind of characters on television, because it's like he kind of comes off a little bit creepy in my honest opinion. The way
it's kind of like a creep. It's kind of creepy. It's like you're trying to like, cuddle my pillow or
God,
smell my cologne. I'm like, no, what the hell?
Yeah, but
hug your body pillow with your face on it.
Yeah, that was. I thought Wendy Chu was bad, and also for those who have been around been doing NXT and seen the show, how many times I want to rip my hair out because of the Wendy Chu character. How much I freaking
every time she shows him on screen. Every time that I do an NXT with you,
I say, why?
You really get legit angry and yell, "Get her off my TV!"
And it's not the person behind the character. It's like, I don't want to see someone wrestling in a pajama set that's one size too tight. I'm sorry, I'm not
one
saying
size too tight. She's coming out with a cup full of iced coffee and a body pillow.
Yeah, it's like, why no one's going to really be interested in this crap? I'm sorry.
Apparently it's over. Apparently it's over with the fans. Apparently they like it.
I don't know what the hell they're seeing, because holy crap.
I don't know either. I hate the character. I don't like
because the way I look at Wendy Chu's character, I think she's kind of dealing with injury right now. It's like this is some of the crap you probably see on like the lower end of the indie scene. That's something I'm not joking. I've seen some worse gimmicks, and we watch some of these other independent shows. It's like, we have seen gimmicks that's like,
dude, I saw a gimmick on. I didn't even see a gimmick on Independent Wrestling, the app. I saw this on Instagram on a reel. There's literally a wrestler who is a pizza man. He has a pizza man gimmick. And he fights wrestlers while tossing pizza dough.
I know the real question. It's like, why? It makes me question.
Why? What? You have a wrestler who fights wrestlers while tossing pizza dough, making pizza.
What
the?
I think it was. Oh, that's right. I think he also had a bit of a impact too, if I remember correctly too. I forgot about that. Oh, it's like, oh boy. Yeah. Moving on from that.
That was when Impact was still crap too.
Yeah, like Impact was at the lowest of low when you have a guy making pizza. With a pizza man gimmick, it's like, why? But
then again, this is the same company who keeps letting a 70-year-old wrestler wrestle. Some dude in a singlet who's 70 years old keeps wrestling for Impact, and it makes me angry every time. Like, you're old. I forgot his name, but he's 70 years old, and he's always in battle royals for some reason for a title.
That doesn't make any sense to me. But
he always loses, obviously, because he's 70. But why is he out there every single? You could have given that opportunity to somebody else.
I don't know, but like like I said, nothing. I wish nothing but the best for Javier and Tatum.
Congratulations, you
It just
two.
seems like I know, and I know look, I like I said, we don't know exactly the kind of person, behind
He's
the characters,
probably a stand-up guy. Let's be honest.
and I can imagine
Usually the most mind-numbingly annoying or
or
jackass heels. I'm not going to beat around the bush here. The most jerkiest of heels.
it seems
Like
like
the
they're always.
nicest people off TV. But the
It's like
nicest people.
I'm thinking because when you look and say what, it makes you
Like
quite.
dude, Alexa Bliss was a total douche on TV, and then next thing I'm
But
seeing
she's
a
a
clip
total.
of her
She's
like
a total.
she's over here holding a little girl's hand, saying, "I went through the same thing you went through. You'll get through it." Like
Like
that's
she's
night and
that's.
day from what I've seen on TV.
Yeah, I know. It's but yeah, but like I said,
And
nothing. Wish
also the
nothing but.
same thing with Grayson Waller. Off TV, yeah, he's playing like a jerk heel, but off TV, he's like that same character, but in a way, he's joking and he's laughing it off like, kid.
Yeah,
You're like the nicest dude off TV. What the? What?
that's like yeah, it blows your mind
And
when you
then you
think
have
about it.
Gunther, who's throwing our sideline reporters on the ground.
Yeah, well, luckily that
As a
silent board
joke,
didn't
but
get.
still,
Well,
as a joke.
well, here's another joke. Well, luckily that silent board didn't get chopped. That's all I'll say about that.
I'm like, good thing you got thrown on the ground because you could have went, kapah, your chest cavity would have went, bye.
But the one thing, but yeah, but the WWE, yes, I mean, especially at this point. But man, they have been some. They have, yeah, I mean, they have some hit and misses at times with some of their stars, but not, in terms of the NXT. When it comes to the NXT, they haven't really missed much. Got Carmel.
Honestly, I still think they've hit on a lot with this new
Yeah,
revamped NXT. They hit on a lot.
yeah,
Dude, I am super, super high on Tiffany Stratton. I've said this countless times. Super high on her.
yeah,
I'm super
and
high.
about.
I'm super high on Carmelo.
I mean, the dude doesn't miss.
Oh, he doesn't miss. That's not even just a tagline. He legit does not miss. Legit.
Boy, there's
Wesley. Wesley is a single star. Hell yeah.
I mean, the fact, and we potentially could see, and him and Wesley, or him and Carmelo Hayes, going to have a title match at New Mercy.
Sign me up. Sign me the hell up.
Easy money.
Easy. That's gonna be a
banger match. No matter if it's Braun Breaker, and yes,
Braun Breaker. I'm still pissed off. They still haven't called him up.
Yeah, and I had to
they should have called him up already, man. Like,
here's another one that I'm starting to get very highly on. Von Wagner. Yes, I know. In the past, I've talked a lot of crap.
The promo work, the promo work has gotten even better, and also come Tuesday has become a tagline. Come Tuesday.
And that's the same thing too.
People turned that to a sexual joke, though.
That's funny though.
But come Tuesday, it is kind of funny. I'll give you all that. It's kind of funny.
And Tyler can attest to this too. I always called him a bumbling idiot. The dude, couldn't wrestle for crap, which I know he's gotten better in his matches.
He got better.
Promo work has been better, and he figuratively got his head smashed in kayfabe wise by Braun Breaker.
He got murdered. He got murked on TV. That's why the screen went black. Because in storyline, he got murdered.
Because it's like, because and I will test this too. When I went back to rewatch doing NXT streams, because I had my skepticism with Shawn Michaels.
Put it this way: that segment, they Sopranoed the heck out of that.
Yeah, well, see, I've never seen The Sopranos, so I would never would have gotten that reference.
The final, if you watch the final episode of the final season, you'll get what. If you're a Soprano fan, you get what I'm saying. I didn't watch it either, but I saw what happened, like clips of it, like surfaced when it happened because everybody was angry about it, and I'm like, why is everybody so angry? I'm like, I can see why they're angry, but I think it was like in the final season, like a pizza place got shot up and somebody got killed, but they didn't show because they faded to black before it happened. All you got was sound effects and then the end credits. I saw the clip on YouTube, I think, because I'm like, why is everybody so mad about it? Because the show was still on, but it was on the final season. But they basically did the same thing, but then again, it was kind of like they're trying to make it realistic as possible because, like, if this was a legit sport and somebody, quote unquote, was getting murdered on live
Yeah,
television,
that's that.
they would quickly have to like cut the cameras.
Yeah,
And obviously they kept the audio in because the show was still on the air.
and I was gonna
But they
think
had
too
to
when you watch like the different angles, like yeah, I mean, yeah, you saw Bob Wader had his head on I think the second step it was when that was getting performed because like
no, his butt was on the second step. His head was on the top step.
and I saw like a backwards angle of it where he had to move his head down, get and like get fit in the crevice, so so he won't legitimately get hurt in a sense.
And people are like, oh, he was like, oh, they legit hit him because look at the blood. I'm like, he bladed. He for sure bladed.
Well, then again, you also
He
get
had his
WWE's
head.
also,
The dude had his head to the side, and so he could miss his head. Miss his head. It was in the crevice part.
but that's the thing too, and that's what I've always and now I'm really liking how the fact he's selling this very well, and I respect the
He
heck out
told
of
it
it.
like he legit died. He was not moving.
Like, yeah, the only
He was
downside
laying there.
the NXT said that and Tyler can attest to, yeah, the barricades are freaking cardboard or hard ass cardboard. That's what they are. And yes,
I'm like, oh wow, that was hard hitting. He went through cardboard. I make that joke every single time that happens.
yeah, it was
He
the
went
only
through
one time.
cardboard.
It's the only one time I had Tyler on for the NXT. But yeah, but like I said, speaking back to Tatum and Javier, like I said, nothing but the best for them. And it's amazing to because quite honestly, I will say this too. I did not know they were actually dating. So
I
that's
didn't even know it either.
so that's news.
They probably kept it private until
Yeah, and that's when they finally announced.
somebody in that relationship got all excited, which rightfully so. He got engaged. Rightfully so, he got excited and posted something on Instagram.
But yeah, but like I said, nothing wished but the best for them. But
yeah.
I know there's a lot more things we got to cover because obviously in the next. But one more thing I actually want to talk about is what Bianca Belair actually addressed her hiatus away from WWE TV. And yeah, and obviously for those who have not really watched that match, I think it was a triple threat match, I think it was. Came down, I think really hard. Kind of like she blown on her knee. And look.
Yeah, I think that was a legit injury because you had the doctors and stuff out there. You really if it wasn't a legit injury, the ref wouldn't have clamored the way he did, and there wouldn't be doctors out there. The company doctor. Company doctor is only going to get used if it's a legit injury. Like all the ref is going to do if it was not like a legit injury, if you're going to write somebody off TV, is just throw up the red X and then go over himself.
And the one thing I'll give Bianca to, as much as she busted her knee, boy, she finished like a champ. I was like, man,
she can't, dude. She McFoleyed that crap. She got like halfway up the ramp and then said, "Now I'm turning around," and hopping her way back into the ring and won the match.
You know what? I say for me, it's like there's something I would never do. It's like you could see, like the amount of pain you have to put yourself through. It's like after busting out your knee, it's like, ugh. But also, she actually did say, what she was doing, since her time off TV since she has been seen on TV after SummerSlam. But she was going to say, quote, says, right now it's just some self-care. We did some things with us personally that I'm excited about. It has to do with the future, but she also says, I'm also trying to write a children's book as well. She's not just writing, she's doing other projects.
See, this is why I'm skeptical of her turning heel. She's in it for the kids. She's writing children's books? Hell yeah.
But Belair, I don't know why I freaking butchered it the first two times. Jesus Christ.
No, you just said Belair like very quick. That was the only issue.
Yeah, so Belair noted that she's been working on various projects, even a new reality series with her husband Montez Ford, which I am intriguing. I want to see that. But unfortunately, it's the project's coming to
Bro, if we're going to get like a Ms. and Mrs.-esque TV show, sign me up. Because that's the only reality show that I watch is Ms. and Mrs.
Yeah, even though it's like
I hate reality TV for the life of me, but Ms. and Mrs. is like one TV show.
It's
just
like
has a charm. It has a charm.
It really does, and it's like, and I like how it, we get to see what the Miz is really like off, outside the ring.
Bro's a goofball. Let's be honest. I love the guy for it. He's a goofball.
I mean, apparently Maurice always loves his sense of humor, but apparently that's what the ladies love nowadays.
Man,
but but
I
yeah,
mean,
it's
he ain't a bad looking dude either. Let's be
yeah,
honest.
it's also,
He
but
ain't a
yeah,
bad looking dude.
but yeah, and see, and yeah, and Montez, boy, this version of Montez with it looks like the Hurt Business 2.0 is fucking
And they
fantastic.
finally turned him heel this week. Finally turned him heel.
Yeah.
I'm like that was like the most slow burning heel turn ever. It was like y'all are faces for like 3 weeks and then you turn him heel the fourth week. Should have just turned him heel.
Exactly.
Like when
But
you initially beat down the OC to even introduce this partnership, y'all should have already been heel.
But yeah, and she also even discussed that it's different for her because she's never done reality TV before, and had no desire to do it in the past. So you know what? Hey, like you
Hasn't
said,
done reality TV before. What the heck is WWE then, Bianca? That's technically reality TV. It's scripted like reality TV. It's presented as reality. That's reality TV. You've done reality TV, Bianca. Quit lying to yourself. I'm kidding. Nah.
but yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
like I
I
said, you
think
want to
she'll be
pursue
a
something.
star. I think you know who the real star is going to be. It's not going to be Bianca.
It's
It's
gonna
for
probably,
sure going to be Montez.
and
For sure, Montez.
and it's like, yeah, I can't disagree with that. I think they're both gonna
You
be
be
stars in
doing
their
some
own way.
like you be doing some goofy crap, cracking people up.
Oh
That
yeah,
show's
I
gonna be
mean,
a hit too.
I could imagine.
That show's gonna be a hit too because of Montez. Same thing with Miz and Mrs. being a hit because of Miz. And I love Maurice. She's a great person, a great mother, but Miz is the real star of that show. Let's be honest.
Yep,
And your kids, are the stars too.
oh, absolutely. But
Sorry, Maurice, love you to death, but
the one thing
sorry.
we'll give Maurice credit for is the tiny balls, wherever the hell why she busted
Bro,
this.
I remember they were milking. I remember when that whole thing came on, and she came in with like a giant foam ball thing
Yeah,
on Raw. I'm like, oh my god.
and
That was the
people,
goofiest. That was when the tiny ball thing was like really really funny. I still
yep.
want that shirt. I still want that shirt.
But yeah,
I
that's
have
never.
Matt Ball shirt.
But yeah,
I
that's
want that
never really.
shirt.
But yeah, Bianca pretty much said, look, I'm just having some self care right now, and obviously, probably that's pretty much also healing up as well from that. Let's be real, that tough knee injury.
Yeah, she's probably
Because
icing it. She's probably like going to
and
physical
here's the thing too, is
therapy.
too, like you know, and like I and like I said, going back to Miz and stuff like that, you've seen some of these WWE superstars never really have much hobbies, and I think what Belair is doing, and I'm, you know, respect the hell out of that.
Oh my!
Right?
Making a children's book? Hell yeah! Huge respect.
Oh, 100%, and yeah,
Huge respect to her for
but yeah,
that.
that's really there's really not much on that. I mean, minus the fact that they talked about how she was been pushed as a top star of the company since her days in NXT, and and she can continue to find success on the main roster, which let's be real, fantastic work on the main roster ever since coming up.
Oh yeah.
And a nice, and let's be real, I really enjoyed her. And yes, her latter half of her time was kind of getting a little bit boring. But still, I think,
But it's not her fault. It was just that she held the belt for a bit too long. A little bit too long.
it's like those certain situations. But look, she was a fighting champion nonetheless. It's something that's, well, and guys, go back to our point earlier in the show. We have not really seen that in, I would say, in a very long time.
Quite some
But
time.
that's pretty much about it for me on my end on Bianca. But nothing but a speedy recovery. And let's be real, I want her to see her back in the ring anytime soon because her matches are very entertaining. She puts on a very good match, no matter who it is.
Dude, I always keep my eyes are glued to the screen when her matches are on.
And that's the thing too. And that's the one. It's like, and when we ever watch her on TV, it's just like, do you really want to tune her heel? Because I mean, she's one of the biggest role models especially for young girls, anyways.
I'm like, I don't know. I think she's becoming a female Cena. I don't know if we need to turn her heel now. I think she's
it's like it's not going to set a good look, and I know Bianca's not going to like that at all. And I mean,
Because she's in it for the kids. It's clear because of the children's book.
And she's kind of like, in a way, she's kind of wants to be the blueprint for the young girls who want to pursue.
She wants to be it. She wants to be the inspiration for young girls who wants to be in wrestling.
And especially,
I agree with that. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
With that Bailey number one Bailey super fan. Well, let's be real. I'm so happy for her. That's amazing.
Dude,
I'm thinking to myself, like, that cannot be her. When I look, I was like, no, god dang.
I'm like, how in the world is she already? How old? 18.
I think she's 18. Yeah.
17? I'm like, how on earth is she 18 this fast?
It's like she went from a young kid to almost an 18-year-old.
She was just 9 like a year ago. What happened?
But and nothing wish for the best for her as well in her career.
Yeah, hope she has a really very, very fruitful and long career in the business. Welcome to the business, young
absolutely.
one.
But
I feel like a proud uncle,
something like that. Yeah,
like a proud uncle. Like, dude, that's
awesome.
If
you looked at her ring gear, like, she still pays.
She's Bailey 2.0. That's her gimmick.
I mean, but that's all I got for Bianca, because that's.
Yeah, I have one more that I think I skipped over.
Bring it up.
Raw is speculated tonight to lose ratings due to Monday Night Football tonight.
Yeah, it's which we'll be live for that. But like I said, it's going to take a bit of a hit this fall, because obviously with the NFL season, especially with the prime time on Monday nights, it's going to be a little bit hard.
Yeah, the Monday Night Primetime slot, it usually is hard with these other TV shows that usually premiere on Mondays. And also with football season, with Monday Night Football, not everybody watches wrestling. I get that, but even some wrestling fans, they will leave if it's their team that's playing.
Yeah, that's true. That's
the thing. If it's their team playing, they will leave.
Now you're gonna probably ask us, like, do you think they're gonna put on a good show? I think so, but I don't think it's gonna be what. It's not gonna be like.
I think they'll put on a good show. Because of what I've seen. I've seen Jay Uso. I think it was either Jimmy or Jay getting booked.
On Raw. It was Jimmy's on SmackDown. Jimmy's on SmackDown.
Yeah, it's Jay that's going to be booked for a match. The match card doesn't look that bad.
This looks like I would say, looking at it, and we looked at it all before the show, which is in 14 minutes.
I feel like with this speculation going around. Oh, I'm here in country. I'm sorry. Yeah. Here's the thing. They're gonna try their damnedest to put on a good show tonight, because of the speculation of, they're gonna lose ratings because of football. They've got football in their minds right now.
And they want to try
to their best. We're going up against Monday Night Football tonight. We got to put on.
Let's go. You got the 4 crappy teams playing on Monday night, so we're gonna have. Like I said, I mean, I think
and they probably have that in their mind too. Like, they have 4 teams in 2 games that don't look great, so they might come back to Raw for ratings.
I still think Raw is going to find a way to pull at least slightly over 1 million viewers. Which
it'll slightly get over 1 million, because again,
it's better. Because you're going up against Monday Night
Football. Everybody watches wrestling, and not everybody watches football.
So it's gonna be, like I said, Raw. Like I said, looking at this show, it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a good show. It's gonna be a nice. It's not gonna be like an A+, but I think it's gonna be like a solid A. The way how the show's gonna be looking.
It'll be an A. It'll be an A show for sure. But
all in all,
we'll be live for that in just a few minutes. But that's about all we have for you tonight.
Like I said, we try. We're gonna try to and obviously.
Oh wait! I got one more segment. I forgot about it. I got another segment. I gotta pull up some lyrics for a theme song. I forgot about this. Hold on. This is called Guess That Theme. Wrestling. theme song
Okay, this
lyrics.
is gonna be it. This should be like a weekly thing.
All right, I don't want WWE theme lyrics. I think that'd be too obvious
Yeah,
for some of them. So I might have to do. Okay, so we've got.
yeah. So I guess well, Waltar is doing that. So I'm going to add some final some touches to the show. Like I said, obviously the structure is like I say we want to try to give you a longer show because I mean look at shows in the past we barely even clipped over an hour at times. So and like I said, we'll try to give you some best full shows as we can. Any positive things there, Tyler?
I've got like a lot of these. I got a lot of these themes here. Oh god damn! There's like a lot of these. A lot of these. I'm gonna have to find the most obscure lyrics so you don't get the song. I don't want to play it. No, I don't want to play it. I don't want to get copyrighted. All right. No, I
There we
don't want
go.
to do that song. Never mind. I don't want to do that song. Shit, it's hard to
I try.
find.
I try to.
Shit. Yeah, this is a song from like 2004.
So 04.
Oh, four.
Okay. That's gonna be interesting.
And here are the lyrics, Rob. I want you to guess this.
Okay, so we're going back
Guess
to
this.
2000. Okay.
2004. All right. You ready?
All right, lay it on me. I'm ready.
They all tried so hard to follow, but no one
Oh,
can. And inside, you're all so hollow. You understand.
oh, I haven't heard those lyrics in a long time. So, you'll try so hard to follow. Hang on. Can you repeat the lyrics?
They all tried so hard to follow, but no one can.
No one can.
And inside, you're all so hollow. You understand.
So this could okay. So let's see. I'm doing process elimination in my head. So Dashing Code Rose is out of my head right now.
Completely accept. Yeah.
Because for some reason, see, it can't. Can it be all promotions though? Is that the
Just WWE. Just WWE.
just WWE? WWE in 04.
My one hint.
Okay, so Dashing Cody Rhodes is out because those lyrics don't fit him.
And plus, he wasn't there like 07, so.
Right. That's a. Oh my god. Hang on. Like, who was there at 04? God damn. See, I don't remember much as a kid, though. That's the crazy part, though. Like, so try. It's, hold. No. Why in the hell am I even thinking Billy and Chuck for whatever reason? That's out the goddamn window.
That's completely out the window.
Why Billy and Chuck came to my head for whatever reason. Billy and Chuck, Cody Rhodes was in until 07. It's no Deuce Domino was a little bit later.
They were also 07.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They didn't come till later. It's not Eddie. His theme's too iconic to not remember that.
This theme is also iconic. I'll give it that. People say this is an underrated theme of this wrestler.
Oh my god. Okay, try to follow it with hollow. Yeah, I'm giving up. I can't. I thought.
It was Randy Orton's first theme.
Oh, son of a gun!
It was Randy Orton's first theme.
It was burning my light, wasn't it?
It was.
Oh,
It
son
was.
of a bitch! How did I? God damn it!
I had to find the most obscure part of that song that you probably would have gotten.
Yeah, that's the. See, I remember the theme, but I do not remember that obscure part. I'm sorry, but Randy goddamn Orton, what the hell, man?
I can't make it easy on you.
See Randy Orton, I would never have guessed. I will flat out admit Randy Orton's the only I would never have guessed with that one. Because I've been we've been accustomed to his Viper thing for so long. It's like that one's kind of really now kind of forgotten over time. Dang it.
I don't think anybody ever forgot it though, because everybody says it's an underrated theme that he had.
Yeah.
Back in 2004 to 2008. Or 2009.
Wow, I feel stupid already. I actually had that on my freaking playlist. It's like, I had it on my Spotify playlist. How the hell do I not even remember that? It's that line right there. It's like, it's so obscure. It's like, yeah.
I just had to make it hard on you though. I had to.
Okay. I
have to find the most, and this is what we're gonna do every single week after every show ends.
I like this.
Delete. No, you're not deleting this. You are not deleting. You're keeping this in.
I like this.
No, keeping it in.
I said I like this.
Oh, I thought you said I'm deleting this.
No.
Yeah, you like it. Yeah, it's actually really fun. And next time, I have to guess.
Okay.
So next week it'll be my turn to guess.
God, I'm still beating myself. I'm still beating myself over that.
Bro, don't beat yourself over it because I probably wouldn't have gotten it either with those lyrics.
That one, I'm sorry, that line doesn't first of all, that doesn't fit Randy Orton for whatever reason for me. It does not fit Randy Orton.
For me, it kind of does because he was an arrogant heel at that time. Around 05 or late 04, 05. Like he was an arrogant heel.
Because when you first think of it, it's like I don't think Randy Orton is a leader though. That's where my brain was telling me that.
You don't think of him as a leader?
For whatever reason, I just never. That's
the same dude led Legacy. He's not a leader.
Yeah, for some reason I don't know.
Come on.
But yeah, it's like it. But yeah, that being said, that was kind of obscure. That was kind of stupid. But hey, look. It
wasn't stupid, man. It was not stupid. This is fun. It's fun. We're gonna keep it in, and we're gonna keep going with that.
But with that being said, guys, we are gonna be.
Let me check our comments before we leave here.
Shout
out John L. Shout out Chad.
Daniel. And Chad. Oh, so you ain't kidding. But all in all, another fantastic show. Obviously, I know we kind of slacked a little bit, I will say. But I
don't know why we slacked. So I mean, last week we slacked because of Monday Night Football.
Well, and also too, you also had the Pigskin recap as well. That took a.
And I forgot to do the Pigskin recap. Shit. You know what? All right. I can explain. It's because I can't explain. I can't get around this.
But
I messed up.
Yeah,
I messed up.
That being said,
I wasn't thinking, and plus, I wasn't really watching football last night because my team wasn't playing.
Yeah. But
and I should have, and that's why. But
yeah, so hopefully next week Tyler won't forget for the Pigskin recap. For anybody that's interested in being a guest, definitely let me know.
Bro, back up. What's with the passive aggressiveness there, man?
Hey, look.
Damn.
Hey. Tyler, you know me. I'm not trying to be too, but when you watch enough wrestling, you learn how to be passive aggressive.
You out here being passive aggressive to me on stream.
I hate being sarcastic, but that's kind of like I came off as a sarcastic jerk.
It's not really sarcastic. It was more passive aggressive. Like, geez, dude.
But that being said, guys, we're not going to keep much of our time. And we'll see you guys for Monday Night Raw in 2 minutes.
Peace.